Hello, hello. I don't think anybody's in here yet, but whenever you are, hello, hello. Give it just a minute. I'll be right back. Get this. Hello. How are you, Running Gray Wolf? How are you? Tell me if you can hear me okay. Let me know that you can hear me okay. Because I have a new microphone and I want to make sure that it is working and that you can hear me. This will be the first time ever I've used it, so I don't know. Very good. Very good. Yep, I got me a microphone. See? So we will see if it makes it better or whatever, right? So took me a while to get it set up. I've been planning on going live like for 3 days, and it took a bit. It took a while to get it set up. So because it did, um, it delayed me in the process of doing what I wanted to do. So, hello, Ronnie. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Very good. Very good. It's going to take me some getting used to, for sure. I'm not used to it being here. And me and my husband was setting it up, and it was like, um, how do you want it? What position do you want it in? And I didn't want it in my face, and I kind of want it here in front of me, but I can't do my cards with it right here in front of me, so I have it to the side. So we'll just see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it works. So, and it's supposed to also drown out background noise, and you know how loud the cats get. So maybe that will help with my background noise also. How has everybody been doing? I hope that your um, last few weeks have been good. You didn't, we got iced in. I mean, like 8 inches of ice. It was pretty bad here. But now it's like, just like a week ago, it was like 10 degrees and 6 degrees. And we had 8 inches of ice and no electricity for a week. And now it's 75 degrees and hot. So, yeah. Yeah. It's like 51 now, I think. But today, like actually today, during the day, it got like 75, I think. So it's kind of like it's like 51 now. But yeah, we've been having um that it was pretty bad here for a while. Pretty bad. I think our whole parish probably was out of electricity, most probably. Oh no, are you feeling better? I hope you're feeling good. A touch better? Well, that's better than not feeling any better, right? It's better. I hate that you've been feeling so bad. You have a cold or something? Or a flu or been hot there too? Yeah. I'm fully expecting it to just not be cold anymore because that's the way it is here. Um, and of course, the farmers are going to get here. It's time for them to start getting the fields prepared for hard for planting, and so I fully expect it. This kind of for us here is probably going to just stay in the 50s. You know, Yeah, better is better, right? Right. Yeah. Better is better. That is true. So I've been doing cards of the day. Have y'all seen the cards of the day? I've started those back. I haven't done one today because I was getting ready for this live. Um, I may do one though after this live is over, depending on how long it lasts, and put it out. But that's the only reason I didn't do one today was because I was getting ready for this live, making sure my mic worked because now that now that I got the mic, it's an extra thing that I have to make sure is connected and sounds good. And I've always used my mic on my Mac, and it's just like, it's already there ready to go. But now that I have this mic, I got to hook it up and, make sure it's charged. And so it's a little bit longer of an effort now. Flu stuff, headache. Oh my goodness, that's a high fever. Yeah. Wheezing and diarrhea. Yeah. Got to be careful with all that. Mm, you have got to be careful. It's that time of year too, it's like that springtime you get that. It's either like that spring summer flu that you don't want to get. It's almost worse than having it in the winter. Listen to your cards. Yeah, put this up here this way. Listen to your card of the day. I'm glad you're posting them again. I've listened to 2 of them. Very good. Yep, I just started doing them again. And they were with this mic, so maybe that, I don't know if that made a difference for anything, but I just started those back. I want to be able to do them. Like I said, I would have done today's, but I was getting ready for the live, and once I can learn how to incorporate this mic, I gotta start like 15 minutes early because I want to make sure that everything is connected, and it's got to be charged and everything. So when you add extra technology, you've got to add extra time, right? I do have my Mardi Gras decorations up. Hold on just a second, and let me see if I can fix it where you can see it. Hold on. So I will do it this way. Hold on just a second. I am changing my studio around, so things are moved around. Hopefully I can show you because I got my mic hooked up, but let me see if I can show you. There's my tree. There is my tree. I don't know if you can see it very well from here. It's got crawfish and umbrellas and beads, and I've got a hummingbird on there, and there is like some gators are on there. So yeah, it's back there. I'm trying to do it without unplugging my computer. You see it a little bit right there. But yeah, that's it, and it will stay up until Fat Tuesday is it. I normally leave mine up because it's just me probably, but I leave my Mardi Gras stuff up until the end of February. So March, I will take it down. A lot of people take their stuff down after Fat Tuesday. which is I think the 17th. I think Fat Tuesday 17th. I have to look. But yep. You saw an orb fly by. I would not be surprised. I have quite the things out here in my shed. Make sure that thing looks funny. Yeah, I do have everything on it. Yeah. I have crawdads, I have alligators, beads, I have umbrellas, I have masks, um I have purple and green lights on it. I don't know if you could see those, and they twinkle. And then at the top, I have like this big gold thing that just sprays out and has a crown on it, a gold crown. Um, and I need some more. I need to get me some more crawfish to put on there, and I need another alligator. But my alligators have beads. They're wearing beads. They are so stinking cute. They are so stinking cute. They are. But I do have little spirits in here. My grandson is a sensitive, and he came in here, and that's the first thing he said. He said, "There's a lady in here, Nana. There's a lady in here," and I'm like, "Mm-hmm." And he described her to me. And Running Gray Wolf, if I tell you this, you're gonna probably fall out in the chat. I swear it's LMA, but gay. I just feel like that because she came here that one time and described all that stuff to me, and that's how I told you I knew I had been speaking with her because of the walk. And I asked you, did she have a weird kind of walk? Did she walk funny? And you said yes, she does, and I didn't know that. And so he described, and I feel like she's just kind of here. She's just in and out. She just moves in and out. So, oh, I know. Isn't that neat? I had it generated for the looking glass. I thought, well, let me put mirrors in here. And funny, I put in tarot cards, and it wouldn't do any. It told me not allowed or not within specifications or some kind of crap like that. So I just put in mirrors because, it's the looking glass. So that's what they came up with. I'm like, oh, that's pretty neat. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. And she's just here. She's just here. And it's okay. It is okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's I'm like 100% sure that's who it is. Positive. They are pretty. I like those mirrors. I've been trying to learn Canva on my own. It's not like really really complicated, but it's just kind of like it's a lot of moving pieces and parts to it, so you just kind of got to learn how to do this, and you got to learn how to move that, and then you got to save it, because if you make what you like and you don't save it, then it's gone, and you're like, oh, I worked so hard on that. So it's just a lot of different things. Little small parts to it, but if you've seen my thumbnail, I made that through Canva. And then when I do go live on Barnes and Noble, which is going to be tomorrow night, I hope, if everything goes correct, I have a new thumbnail for that I've created too. It's really cool. It's kind of like the old Dick Tracy kind of looking background, but it's like instead of a guy, it's a girl. Like I had them kind of make something that will kind of look like me on there. So they're really cool. Hello, Bellanova. How are you? We are discussing whatever you ladies and gents that come in would like to discuss. If you want to discuss a little bit of the Guthrie case, we can talk about that. If you want to talk about what's coming up, we can talk about that. Just about anything you want to talk about. I love the frames too, and your camera fits perfectly as if you're. It does. I didn't even think about that till after it went up there, and I was like, kind of looks like I'm in one of the frames, doesn't it? That is funny, ain't it? I like that though. I love old frames like that. I mean, I'm one of those old souls. I would have my house full of like old things like that if I had the money. I mean, I have some old things in my house, but man, antiques are. I love going antique shopping. I just can't have all of it because it's expensive, but I love it. I have some old pieces that I acquired a long time ago, and I love their pieces. Yeah, it's. I think it's really the thumbnails are really neat. Yeah. So we are discussing whatever you ladies would like to discuss. Oh, I miss you. I haven't seen you in forever. I haven't seen everybody in forever, but I want to try to get back on a regular schedule of some sort. I have to start scheduling myself better, basically. Yeah, old pieces. Yeah, my I have a we bought it like when we were still active duty, but it's from the Civil War. It's a desk. It's the roll top desk from the Civil War. And it was in a plantation home in North Carolina because that's where we were stationed at the time. And um, I think I paid like I think it was like 1,000 or somewhere along there. Might have been more than that. And I still have it. It's not the small one, but it's not the big one. It's like kind of in the middle. And then we have a gentleman's chest or a gentleman's dresser that has the arms with the mirror that kind of swung a little bit, and it's tall with the legs. We have that, and that's it's really cool. Um, and we have a few more pieces, but my desk is my favorite. Well, um, oh, thank you, thank you. I do have a lot going on, don't I? Yeah, I do. Um, well, I had talked to Running Gray Wolf. I think when it happened, like the day it happened or the next day after it happened, I'd have to look on my phone. She can probably look on her phone and tell you too. And she asked me what I thought about her missing. And so I thought about doing a reading, and then I after I talked with Running Gray Wolf and I was doing it just like between me and her like that. I kind of pushed back on it a little bit, not doing it because I figured I would get some flack for it. But it turns out I probably would have been okay. But I told Running Gray Wolf that it was somebody very close to her. Um, and that sadly, and I do this in all my readings because I never want to accuse anybody of anything, because that's a big thing. You don't really, and you don't want to be accused of anything like that for sure. But I told her, I'm like, this is somebody close to her, very close to her, and this is somebody that has that is next to the daughter, the oldest daughter, the dark-headed daughter. Which I don't know if I said she was the oldest daughter or not at the time, but um, I was like, this is not. It's connected to Savannah, but it's not connected directly to Savannah. So I felt like it was the son-in-law. Um, And so I was really careful because I was like, man, I don't know if I should put that out there. And then I told Running Gray Wolf, I said, it's over money. And I feel like she, it was kind of a mixture of things. I felt, um, I still feel it's money. I do still feel it's money, but I feel like at first I thought it was like, oops, sorry, that is my radio thing. At first I thought, that is probably going to be, um, it's kind of like an inheritance, but I almost feel like she's over money. She's like over money, and she's like she has control of something in the family, like an interest or what do you call it, a trust fund or something of those that matters. Like she kind of has controlling interest on that. I kind of felt like it had something to do with that, like something to do with money, and I also felt like as long as she was alive, there, that money was not accessible to them. And then I was getting like gambling and or bad investments or something. So it's it's kind of like it has to do with money, but it's like she's controlling something that's keeping them from getting the money. Is what I felt like in there. Yeah, I try not to be. And you hate to think when you get that, you're like, "Oh," cuz it's so disheartening to for it to be family, but it is just that you feel like it is because of how it happened. And like, you know, I almost even felt like they were like, well, she was without her um medicine. And I told Running Gray Wolf, I said, you know what? I feel like they have some medicine for her. Like they thought that far in advance to have medicine for her. But I don't think they thought about her pacemaker. That's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing. Ransom is 6 million. And I told you I thought it would be an odd amount when I told Running Gray Wolf, I said that the ransom's going to be an odd amount. And that's odd. 6 million is kind of odd. For me it is. It's just like it's not like 10 million or, you know, 15 million. It's six. That's odd. No proof of life so far. Yeah, they haven't shown. I haven't been keeping up with it. I've seen everybody talking about it, but I have not been going in and keeping up with it. Heard the son-in-law. Oh, seriously? What? I honestly, as I sit here, did not know that. I did not know that. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that because like I said, I haven't been watching anybody's store, anybody's updates or anything on it. Mainly because we've been really busy sadly, in the fire district, in the fire business. We've been really busy going to fires. So I've had one. Well, we had one last night. That was one of the reasons I couldn't go live. So, um, yeah. So I have not been paying attention. But wow, I did not know gambling was what I kept hearing. I kept hearing, they owe money and she won't give it to them, and this is the only way they can get it. That's what I kept hearing. Doesn't sound like the sister has a lot of disposable income. Had to be someone very close because of all the cameras and intimate knowledge of her routine. And now I knew the doorbell camera. I knew it had been taken, but I didn't know anything else about the other cameras in the house. Hello, Mrs. Smith. How are you? Hey, it's okay. No problem. No problem. No, it's kind of a spur of the moment because it's like, if you can do it, you better do it tonight or tomorrow night because Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday you have training, fire department training, and you won't be able to. Yeah, most people would ask. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I knew when me and you were talking about it that it would be an odd amount, and that's why I told you. I said I feel like it's going to be an odd amount when they do ask for it. Uh, Watching a live, and a neighbor spoke to the guy streaming, and he mentioned again. Yeah, I did not know that, but I felt it was when I first felt it was like an addiction, and I said, yeah, I don't think it's drugs because um, I just wasn't feeling that, and you kind of know like with the family and stuff, you kind of know if it's something like that, they would automatically say, well, we have somebody in the family that da da da, you know. So I was like, it's an addiction, but it's not drugs or rugs. It's not rugs. Yes, Miss Smith. Yes. Several of the cameras were smashed or taken. Okay. And they did not. I do know they didn't take her phone. Correct? Is that correct? They didn't take her phone. I gotta remember this thing is here. Well, see, I thought, at first I thought they were prepared for that. They were prepared for that because they didn't want anything to happen to her, right? Because I I don't think they thought it would be this way. I think that they thought it would be like a quick thing and the family wouldn't like put it out there and that it would be kind of hush hush. But I don't know why they thought it wouldn't be a big deal. So I think it's kind of gotten bigger than they thought. But now, I mean, it's kind of crazy because just say they got away with it. Just say they got away with it. Just say they they made access to Nancy and they were able to get her and leave the money and um, they were able to do all that and they actually got a hold of the money. How are they going to explain if they are family where all this money came from? Were they going to go pay their gambling debts off and then, you know, just play it off? I mean, I'm not really. I don't know that they thought that all the way through. When police returned to the roof, it was also for another. Oh, she had cameras on the roof. Gotcha. Okay. Phone was off and disconnected from her pacemaker. Yeah. And see, that's the other thing. Even if they'd had medicine for her, she still had that pacemaker. That was still going to be an issue eventually, right? After Apple watching her phone, which was good for the police. That was good for the police because they knew her movements for so long, you know. Um, and I'm sure they could get. Well, they probably didn't call her or anything to, but is the daughter, the oldest daughter, and the son-in-law even around? Have they even made any like appearances or pleas or anything? What are they doing? Are they even involved in anything? I am too. I kind of felt that they did have some meds for her, but like I said, I don't think that they counted on the Pacemaker. Yeah. Yeah. I think whoever it was did not think it through and now yeah, I think you're right. They're kind of stuck because I don't think they thought, it was going to be this big. I think they thought the family was going to keep it low, down low, and they were just going to be able to do the exchange. But they still had to explain where they got the money, where they've been. I mean, I just don't think that they had it all planned right. And from my understanding, wasn't the oldest daughter, wasn't she the one that she had went dinner with that night? Right? I mean, yeah, because if you think your sister's even involved, I mean, you either got to play nice or come out defensive. You know what I mean? All three siblings appear together. Okay, because there's a son, correct? I mean, they must be wondering what to do now about the money and how to return her. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't. I think that they were hoping that it wouldn't be like this. Like the family wouldn't say anything. They could do the exchange, and everything would work out that way. But I don't. I think because they were so desperate, I think they planned it probably for a little bit. Not like this wasn't like an overnight thing. I think they had been planning it, but I don't think they planned it. You know what I mean? They planned how they were going to do it and when they were going to do it and what they wanted to do, but I don't think they planned it all the way through. Right. Yep. They didn't plan everything that would go with it. They didn't plan, well, we may have her food, but what if we don't have her? What about her pacemaker? You know, what about that? Um, and and I can't imagine them I mean, I feel like they had medicine for her, but it would be hard to have medicine for her unless they went and bought it. Like they'd have to have a prescription for it and everything. So unless they were like sneaking pills here, take one out and she thought she took it and she really didn't take it. They were kind of slipping pills here and there. They could have done it that way, but I don't know how they would have managed to get prescription medicine um, otherwise. Tinsel move. The sister and son-in-law are not are not in their home. I think the family is all together in a secret location. Okay. Probably not if everybody knows that they're being questioned, then everybody's probably camped out in their yard. I mean, media is probably camped out waiting to see if they can get a glimpse. You know what I mean? Annie's the oldest and dropped her off. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I mean, so is the brother-in-law, is he around? Like Annie's the oldest. Is her husband around? Has he been around this whole time? I feel like he's not around. I feel like because I have not heard anybody like say there was an interview or anything. I feel like he's not around. Right. Yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying. Is he around? I mean, he has to be under suspicion for a reason. So is he not around? Is he said something? Um, anything about that y'all know of? Their actions don't seem like those of kidnappers. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. I am pretty sure she knows her kidnapper. TMZ has a whole circle, including Mexico and 5 other states, which I don't think is feasible. Oh, yeah, I don't think involved. I don't think that in front of Aunt. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't. I mean, is he not around? Is he? I wouldn't doubt that they were in hiding, but is he? Has he been around? Like, has people physically seen him? Haven't seen the brother-in-law. Yeah. See, if if his mother-in-law has been um, kidnapped and they were questioning everybody, and he's not around, there is every reason to be suspicious, right? I would be there saying, "Hey, I'm here. I didn't do anything." But if he's not around, that's that really is suspect. So, see, and why did they do that? Because they didn't go to Savannah's and do that, did they? Even if she doesn't live in the same state, if they suspect family, they should go to hers too, even if she don't live in the same state. Because I don't even know what state this is in. I guess I should have. Guess I should have asked. Luminol. Yep. Police have not mentioned him at all, and I'm not seeing him big. See, that's very suspect for me. Searched her septic tank. Very interesting. Oh, and her vehicles were taken. Even the one maybe she was driving. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. If and especially if it was my husband, and people were suspecting him, I'd be like, you need to get your butt over here and prove your innocence. You don't need to be hiding out. You better get your butt here and prove you did not do a thing. That's just Arizona. Okay. Just saying. New York. I figured she was in New York, but really, if you are doing, um, if you're like searching the whole family, even if she did live in New York, you would still need to go there, right? I mean, just because she doesn't live there does not mean she couldn't be involved somehow. I think part of what was really mixed up things and what police are doing, they did find a body in the area, but no mention of Nancy. Oh, in the area that Nancy lived? Right. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But he's not around. So for me that's suspect. I mean, I would definitely want them to check everything they could, and I would be around. I mean, because the police have got to be asking Annie, "Hey, where's your husband? Why isn't he around? Why can't we talk to him? Where's he at? Why is he? Where's he been gone all these days?" Live close by each other, about 4 miles apart. Okay. Near Nancy's. Okay, they found a body. Yeah. It was this morning. Oh, okay. I did not hear that. And the wasn't the ransom note dated? Like, um, I think I seen where there was a deadline. Is there a deadline? Nancy lives in a very rural area with no street lights and huge cactus and natural shrub brush. Anything can be hiding as well. Yeah, yeah. No street lights, really? And doesn't she live in like a really nice neighborhood? And there's no street lights? No security lights? Today was deadline for the money. I thought I heard today, but I don't know I don't know how I'm like I'm central, so I don't know what Arizona is. Central time zone. No street lights whatsoever. Mm-mm. Nope. I have two security lights by my house, but I live out in the country, but still. I have the one that they provide and then I we have one in the back of our property too. Yeah. Yep. I'm surprised they have as much shrubs and stuff because that don't Arizona yards aren't they usually just kind of pretty sparse with any kind of vegetation or anything for many lights so they can study the stars. Oh, well, that's okay. All right. Sorry, I don't know the name of the law, but I knew it. Wow, didn't know that. Thank you for sharing that. House looks very modest. I think the home the kids grew up. Okay, because her husband passed away, right? Oh, because of the other critters that are out. Yeah. These are large over 1 acre lots. Yeah, that is a lot for like a subdivision or whatever. I don't know if she lived in a subdivision or husband has died. Yeah. I think the problem that they're running into now is they can't prove or they haven't proved that she's alive. And I think, of course, the ransom is going to be in contingent of her being alive. So if they can't prove that, now they're not going to get anything. So they're kind of in a quandary because, if they thought this was going to be an easy exchange and nobody know who did it, now they're at like something's wrong. Something is wrong because they're not they have no proof of life and they're not going to give them the money without proof of life. I wouldn't think. But there's no HOA and the yards are wild and natural. Yeah. They're they're probably better off. They are better off without a HOA. Saturday night the cows are howling like crazy and close by that area. Yeah. Yeah, they got to pay either way, but they got to have some proof of that they're going to get her back one way or the other, right? I mean, there's got to be some. They either got to present her or her body, um, and if they can't show proof of life, they're probably stuck. They're probably like, I don't know what to do now. I don't know if they have or not. I knew that there was a ransom note, but I never heard how much it was. So I don't know. Let's see, Miss Smith knows. Yes, 3 deadlines, and each one the price goes up. Really? What did it start out at? What did it start out at? The price, the ransom. And why do they keep changing it? Like, if they say they will pay it, why do they keep changing it and making a different deadline? Are they doing it for more money? Are they holding out for more money? Or they can't present her to them alive? Even after money is paid, there's still a certain delay in her supposed or promised. See, nope. Mm-mm. That would be upon the time you receive that money. I want my mom. There wouldn't be no delay. No, sir. That's for them to get away or to go do whatever they need to do. That's what that is. I think they're paying on good faith and no proof of life. Was it? Mm-mm. See, here's the reason they would do that. They would pay on good faith if they, well, I'm not going to say that's the only reason they would do this, but if they're paying on good faith without proof, I feel like it's because they suspect somebody close to them and they're trying to do it this way so that they can get their mom back and maybe move forward. You know what I mean? Nobody is really going to want to give a kidnapper that money without some type of proof. But if you're just saying we'll give it to you no matter what, that makes me feel like they're suspect of who it is, and they're doing that because they know who it is. You know what? You see what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm saying it's right. It is weird. Yeah. Hi, Witchy Mama. How are you? How are you? How are you? Welcome in. Start out at 50K. Wow. That's quite the jump. 50,000 to 6 million. Wow. Mm. See, 50K sounds like a gambling debt. It really does. Um, because I'm sure it wouldn't take long to get up there, you know, if you're gambling, depending on what stakes you're gambling at, you know. They're only paying they're only paying because of the deadline and because of her blood found on the porch. Okay. So they think she's alive. Is that what you're saying? Is that why? If his family has taken her, I feel that Nancy will be unalived. I thought, at first I was hopeful that she was alive. For, the first few days I was hopeful because in my mind, and I knew just by doing my little reading that it was family, so I'm thinking, well, you know, maybe that's a plus, um, if there is one at all for that happening. But she takes medicine and she has a pacemaker, and her heart may not be able to handle all of that. Even if they do everything they can for her, uh, her heart may not can take that. Isn't that crazy? 50,000 can be taken two ways. One being they think she's alive and want to celebrate with her and are willing to pay. Yep. Two, they don't think she's alive and will pay for recovery. Yeah, and I get that too because at least if they get her back, they can bury her, right? That she won't just be missing forever. And I didn't think about that too as part of it. That's a good point with you, Mama. Very good point. I didn't quite think of it like that. Yep. Because otherwise they'll never know where she's at and they won't have the closure, right? Yep. Yeah, I did hear. I kept hearing Bitcoin, so I know what Bitcoin is, but that's all. I mean, I couldn't. Why would they want it in Bitcoin? Is that necessary? Can y'all hear him meowing? Um, I mean, what would Bitcoin is Bitcoin untraceable? Is that why they want it paid in Bitcoin? I'm sure if Annie though just doesn't know anything, that's good for her. But if her husband is involved, can you imagine the stress every time her? Nope, I know, right? Oh, there's balloons. I think because I did this. I bet they have husbands. I bet they have her home bugged. Yep. I think I did something to make the balloons. There's different things you can do to make the balloons go up. I can't remember what the balloons is. Yep. And you know he's not going to call if he's not showing up at all, like if he's staying hidden or if he's just disappeared or AWOL, whatever you want to call it, he's not going to be calling her unless they have a burner phone. And if she's with the family, they're going to be watching her. You never got a notification? I know that a couple of other channels that I've been watching, they have been telling their subscribers to make sure they're subscribed because a lot of their subscribers were unsubscribed, and I'm like, man, I don't have many subscribers for YouTube to be going around unsubscribing people. And they were saying they weren't getting notifications either. I don't know what's up with that crap. Sorry. And I think the ransom weren't because kind of laughed at when Sav's annual income was. Ah. Mm. 4 to 5 million a year. Yeah. They know she can pay it. They know they took her because she bled on the porch and the amount was not a large amount. Guess they took that as proof of life. Yeah. And if they had cadaver dogs come when they found the blood, that would have told them to. But I don't know if they had cadaver dogs search. It is not usually traceable. Well, there you go. That's why they did Bitcoin then. Not traceable to where they spend it. Yep. And yep. Her late hubby was a specialist engineer of sorts in mining. Oh. And also a big Democrat Party supporter and involved in politics. Ah. Mining. He probably made pretty good money then. Yeah, I'm okay. So I've never heard anybody ask for ransom money in Bitcoin, Bitcoin, however you want to say it. I've never heard anybody ask. That's a first for me. But I mean, not that I've seen a lot of ransom notes, but you know what I mean. That's the first time I've heard it. You can't just let the Bitcoin stay there though. So at some point it will need to be taken out. Got you. It can't just linger there like a savings. He has to spend it or use it or move it to another source of another form of money. Is that what you're saying? The only time I know you're on is if I'm on YouTube and actually look at my phone. I don't know why people don't get notifications. That is just, I think YouTube, I'm going to be honest. If you're a small, little bitty channel like me, I don't think YouTube really cares about you. So they really don't care when you go live. So they really don't notify people. I think you have to be a huge channel for them to even care. And I'm not monetized. So they probably think I'm just like, she's like really nothing. Less traceable. Yeah. Yeah. That would be, but eventually, like you said, Running Gray Wolf, they have to switch it to some other source of money source. Like they have to switch it to cash or to whatever. eventually they got to move that money into some other kind of money form, I guess is what I'm saying. See, that's one of the 50. At first, when I was talking to Running Gray Wolf, I said it's going to be a weird amount. The ransom amount is going to be a weird amount. And that's a weird amount. But 50K makes sense if you're gambling debts. You know, if you have gambling debts or you owe some other kind of debt, 50,000 would make sense. But 6 million, that's a weird amount too. I guess you could be in debt gambling that much. I can't imagine how much you gamble if you're if you're in debt that much. But now maybe we're wanting to pay the gambling off and just have extra, have extra money so we can go gamble that away too. Well, they need the money, so eventually he's got to take it out. Right. Right. Yeah, you're right. Eventually they're gonna have to use it. Right. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying. That if it's politically motivated, it could be to deter from released Epstein files being in the news too much. SaaS platforms are huge enough to create publicity. That's true. That's true. hmm I, and everybody, I'm sure are theorizing a lot of different things, and that's not a bad theory. My only thing with that is if it's at that level, they're probably a little more clever than this. And I'm not saying the people that did this are stupid in any kind of way. I'm just saying I think at that level they would be more prepared and more um, have more resources and uh, be at a different level of what they're doing. You know what I mean? Be more organized with it. $600, and last I heard he left it and it was close to 7K, but likely a lot higher. Wow. So if they leave it there, it earns money. So if they put the ransom money in there, it can double its money or make it, maybe not double it, but make it higher for so long. I didn't know it. See, I know nothing about Bitcoin. I didn't know that your money grows with it. Have to go to a locus. Okay, yeah, good question. So to get the Bitcoin money, would the receiver have to physically remove it? Like go to a location? Good question. And Running Gray Wolf says no. But also, wouldn't the family be notified when the money would transfer? If they put the money, if they gave the ransom money to the Bitcoin number, I would bet that the FBI would keep trace of that. Like you said, would keep track of that number, and they would know when they would move it. As long as they have an account number. And see the they would have to have an account number to pay the ransom into Bitcoin, and then they would still have to have an account number to keep it in there. And I'm sure the FBI or whoever would keep a track and keep an eye on that number, even if they moved it to try to get it out to try to get it away from the FBI. Like if they moved it to get it a different account number, they're still going to know it. I would think. Once an amount is paid, the feds can get information and follow the money trail. Guess we may find out later if anyone lets the world know, right? And that could be another motivation for paying it. The motivation can be, well, if we pay it and they get the money, then we can find them. That could be the other motivation for paying it, is they can trace the kidnappers that way. I heard this is somewhat how feds were about to go after Bitcoin in another big case. Okay. The net word just scares me, so I just kind of stay away from it. They could bounce it between several accounts that are just Swiss numbers and no identities. Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's how money gets lost. How money laundering gets lost and you never can find it if they bounce it around like that. Yep. Yes, if Bitcoin is performing well, your money could conceivably double or triple depending on how the market up for Bitcoin is that day. So is Bitcoin like buying into stocks? Are you buying into something to make it grow? Is it gambling? Is it a form of gambling? Okay. Yeah, just if I'd have kept going down in the comments, Miss Smith, I would have read it. It's like buying stocks, it goes up and down, and the feds do watch this because they want to know if a person makes money. You're right, they do. They watch everything. Yeah. And they want to know probably how fast they make it and what they're doing with it afterwards, but they won't always know what they're doing with it. But they're probably looking for, the money that's feeding all of the things that are going on currently. I hate to say it like this, but I'll say it sort of like this. I don't find them overly intelligent. I find that I feel like they're just got a little bit of the upper hand. Um, but I don't feel like they're outsmarting them as far as how they're doing it. They are outsmarting them, I think, in where she's at. But I think this back and forth with the ransom and deadlines and delays and stuff, I think that's what's going to trip them up. Not to add another diamond. If he loses it, it's only six. Right. Yeah. So yeah. I was like, seeing. I'm scared to gamble. I'm not. I'm not. I see. I would be the loser. I would be losing because the money will be traced. I wouldn't want to. Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't see them as highly intelligent. They've been able to stay a step ahead, but I think it's only because they keep changing things, and they keep um, the family's hope alive that they'll give them some answers. The really bad thing would be is if the ransom was paid and they didn't get her at all. They didn't get her at all. And there's no guarantee that they will. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bitcoin. Okay. But can you spend it do you have a card where you can just go in the store and say, I'm just going to use my Bitcoin account instead of my checking account? Is it like that? Can you have access like that to it? Just like a checking account? A lot closer, maybe within the state of Arizona still, because they're too afraid to cross the state lines. Right. Yeah, because that makes it federal. That's another that is another charge. That's, kidnapping and going across state lines. That's in two. That makes you now kidnapping in two states. Yeah. And I think has the FBI, I don't know, have they said if they feel that she is have they even said how they feel about her being alive? Spent by crypto wallet. Okay. Yeah, they are. I mean, I don't think Savannah knows. I think she's suspicious. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. If my brother in law, if my mother was missing and my brother in law was not around and he was gone and he just couldn't be in touch with him, you are so skippy right. I would be side eyeing him. Absolutely, I'd be side eyeing him. And would that give you some level of comfort? Maybe you would think, well, surely he wouldn't hurt mom. You know, he's known her blah blah years. Surely he wouldn't hurt my mom, right? So I don't know if that helps her at all. Um, but then you're going to be going, well, why did he do it? Why would he do it? Then you'd be questioning your sister. Why do you think he would do this? Where's he at? Why is he not around? That kind of stuff. Yeah, they've kept a tight lip, I figure. Mm, one big load. Whew. No one has said if they feel one way or the other, but many others are telling us their thought on the subject. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. He would hurt her if the mother knows it's him. You think? And she may not. He may when I say I think she knows him, like in the end I think she will know them, but she may not. She may be blindfolded, right? And he don't take the blindfold off of her so she don't see him. She don't know who it is. Um but in the end, when I say she knows him, I feel like she knows who has her. She is familiar with that person. They can scan a merchant's QR code for direct payment using Bitcoin debit card for daily purchase. Okay, that's what I'm wondering. So if they have this money and say he needs food or gas or say he needs to go get her something, he can just go in a store and use that. So that's what I'm saying. I wonder if they can watch them that way too. Who knows? Probably. Right. Right. Absolutely. But like I said, if he's not around, that's that's very suspect, I think, if he's not around. For sure. If he's not around, that would make you it would make me suspect anyway. Anywhere basically that accepts Bitcoin payment can take. Gotcha. Yeah. So they could watch him that way or her. I doubt it's a I doubt it's mainly a female, but they could watch them like, you know, groceries or gas, like I said, necessities. You would think they would if they could spend it like that, they would be going after stuff like that. Especially if if you work and you're not working because, well, you're holding somebody captive and you can't leave them. So now you're not working, and like, does the son-in-law work? Does he is he not is he showing up for work? Do they know that? I mean, yeah. Yep. Yeah, they can be. That's why I said I don't think this person is over intelligent. Um, I think they're going to get tripped up because they're getting greedy. It's like they're what is he going to ask for next? 8 million? I mean, and why do you keep asking? Why? Because you can get it. Because you know that they'll pay it. Because did they make the mistake of saying we'll pay anything, which is not a mistake. I get it. You want your mom back, so you will if you can pay it. You will be willing to pay anything, but that just kind of opens it up for them to just keep raising the amount. He's a teacher. Okay. Well, I don't think you can gamble too much on a teacher's salary. If in fact allegedly he likes to gamble, right? And he could be having help, right? And then he could say, well, if you help me, you'll get a good payout, right? And we'll get out of this with money and nobody will ever know. Possibility. I think it's very weird someone take an 84-year-old woman. There's a lot of care and responsibility to hold her and make sure she's okay. It is weird. And I was saying earlier, and I had told Running Grey Wolf when she asked me would I just do a little reading on this, and I told her I'm like, this isn't just random. This isn't somebody randomly coming up here and deciding that they're going to take her. This is not random. This is planned, and this is somebody that knows her, somebody that is close to her, and I told her, I think that's somebody very close to her. And then later that day, I did a cup, pulled some more cards on it, and I told her, I said, yeah, I still feel that this is somebody very close to her. I just don't think you would randomly go and take someone out of their house like that and know, that, I mean, you would know they had a ring door bell, but because you would obviously see it. But I mean, of all the houses in that area, right? Why did they go pick her? So I did not feel it was random at all. No indication he's not showing up for work. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Is I mean, if it's him, he has a job, he's got to be showing up for work. So is he showing up for work? But they're probably there's a probably I feel like there's a lot of stuff they're just not saying because they're trying to keep they're probably trying to keep everything close to the vest, and they're trying to keep people from like going after people unnecessarily. They're probably like, well, we can't just now we're going to go check his work, and now we're checking this because then you know how people are. They'll automatically make him guilty. You don't think the family will pay it? Well, it's getting quite high. I was like, I didn't. I knew that they kept. I knew that there was different deadlines, but I didn't know that they were changing the amount. So that's very interesting that they're changing the amount. And does anybody know if they're given a reason why they keep changing it? I mean, are they saying, well, now that's not enough money, we want more? I mean, I wonder if there's a reason why they keep changing it. Tinsel, you cannot sit there. You cannot sit there, ma'am. No, you cannot sit there. They'll pay whatever amount just to ensure the deadline is not passed and have an excuse to resign on that day. What happened today? What time was the deadline today? No, ma'am. What time was the deadline today? So I get this cat down. Hold on. Get down. What time was the deadline today? And what did they say, did law enforcement say, like, what happened at the deadline? I haven't said if they contacted them or if they dropped the money off or anything. Did they say anything? To go up, but they did say if you don't pay, the amount will go up. Well, okay, so they say they'll pay, but they don't give them a chance to pay, and then they tell them that it's going to go up if they don't pay. Is that correct? Did I hear? Is that what I'm understanding? So if they said we will pay it at your deadline time, and they have the money to pay it, then why are they raising it? It's like they're not even giving them a chance to leave the money. $5 p.m. Arizona time. Are they Mountain time? And the ransom wasn't paid. Gotcha. Okay. Ransom wasn't paid, but didn't they say they would? I thought I seen somebody had it on their channel that they said they would pay whatever they asked for. I forgot where I seen that. I don't know if it was news or it was somebody's YouTube channel. They wanted proof of life. Of course they did. And they didn't want to give it, did they? Yes, you heard that right. It's quite confusing, but like the amount keeps bouncing because of what reason I do not know. So now it's at 6 million and they refuse to pay it. So now they're going to raise it again. I'm assuming by what they said. That is just silly. Let's see, put it right there. This is going to be an adjustment for sure. Learning to use this thing. So the people that are do they know, like, I guess they don't know who they, so how are they communicating with this person? Are they communicating, like, how do they communicate with the family or with the FBI and ask for the money? How are they communicating? I'm assuming the price would go up, but they said they would pay. That makes me wonder if the connection was lost or something. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's weird. Why, if they say they're going to pay and they promise you that, but then you say, well, if you don't pay, we're going to raise it, but you don't give them the opportunity to pay it. So that's why I was like, that's for everyone's help this afternoon. Okay. Time passed without confirmation that the payment was paid or the kidnappers made any further contact. Get in. Thank you. They send notes to the media station. Oh, that makes okay. So that's why I've got so many pages. So I got pages here and pages are messengers, but they're usually young people. So, um, usually like student, college age. That makes sense for the pages to be in here. That's a very weird way to communicate. But it keeps you from tracing them. So, there's that. Hmm. They have not had any direct contact. Yeah. It was based on the ransom demand sent to the news media. Yeah. To use the media, normally they contact the family. And that's a bad thing too, because now the media knows exactly what's going on in the investigation. And they're the last people you want to know what is going on exactly in an investigation, in my opinion. Oh, hi, Claudia. It's okay. No problem. No problem. Well, I think they're almost scared to ask for more money. I think they're worried about asking for more money. I think they're a little worried about that. So that it may be like 3 people total that is part of this thing here. Or 3 people that know. I kind of feel like she's like really. Let me see. Let me ask that again. Because I'm kind of getting mixed feelings about. I kind of feel like she's like not well. Um, but then I get the other feeling too. I kind of feel like she might still be alive. I'm not getting anything that's indicating otherwise. I kind of feel like she's in and out of it. I think that's why I'm having a hard time getting that. I think they're worried about asking for more money, but I think they're going to. I think they're gonna. It's gonna be. I think it probably might be pretty quick. Like they may, if they have not already asked them for more money, I think they're going that they will tonight. I think. Let me go back up. I think I've missed some people. Hold on. Claudia. Oh my goodness, Miss Smith. What'd she say? Yes, the last ones you want to send a note to, right? Is TMZ. Yes. Right? Yes. And you would think if they want to keep it kept quiet, that'd been the last thing they do, but they feel like they won't be caught that way. You know what I mean? They're less traceable that way. Hi, Mimi Jean. It's been forever and a day. How are you? How are you? How are you? Good to see you. Oh, the cats are up to their shenanigans again. I feel like they're going to ask again if they haven't already. It's gonna because I got the Ace of Wands, and that's pretty quick. I do think it's family, sadly. And I was just doing that. It's kind of I kind of feel in and out with her on that. Um, I kind of feel like she is, but I feel like she's really weak. Um, but it's weird because I get yes and yes and no, but I kind of feel like it's kind of an in and out thing. First photo I saw of Annie's husband, he was with two very ethnic looking friends. Hmm. Yeah. I, I feel like there's like three people. And if that is that, and he is going to work, I mean that would explain, that they that he has help, you know what I mean? Was you sick, Mimi Jean, too? Everybody's been sick. Could be causing her to, yeah, that's true. Because I don't know what all she had. Me too, family, but I also think it is about money. I had said that earlier. It's definitely about money. Um, I feel like it has some. At first I thought it was an inheritance maybe that she had control of. Ow, that she had control of, and that like a trust fund or something that she was over or distributed the funds, or it was contingent of her not being around anymore. And then I kind of was getting like an addiction, like gambling or something. But I definitely from the beginning felt it was money. Definitely from the beginning felt it was money. They could be, so she doesn't know who it is, you know. Yeah. And she's probably not eating right, so because they're probably not feeding her right. So, you know, that could be weakness too, you know what I mean? With all the trauma, I think she's probably fragile and won't be good. Right. Right. Mhm. Oh, hard time keeping your iron up? Are you taking iron pills? I'm sure you are. Sure you're taking everything you can to cat move my thing. And I think that's too why the amount has went up. Because there's three people. Yeah, I still think she may be alive. I still think. Um, definitely, there's money in here. Not just the ransom. Um, the motivation was that, but it was for a reason. It wasn't just like to make quick money. there was a motivation behind it. Something drove them to do it. I don't feel it's political. I'm just gonna kind of put that out there. I don't feel politics in this one. And definitely, I feel like they knew they would get money because of being who her daughter is. You know what I mean? Um, I feel like they do a lot of stuff at night too. Wherever she's at, I feel like they move around at night. So like if he works during the day, he moves around at night. Mhm. Well, because now we're having to take care of her, and that's a lot of work. I'm not saying, I'm not being ugly about that at all, but when you take care of someone of that age that has that many things wrong with them, I mean, you got to, that's a lot of care you got to give. Yes, that's right. Hopefully it will. We will send prayers for you, Miss Mimi Jean. Absolutely. Right. 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 Yeah, you wouldn't trust them. Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, somebody is definitely moving at night. Because I did get the moon card. So somebody is definitely moving at night and doing a lot of their work at night. Um, for sure. Let's see. Right. Bell Heart. Yep. Absolutely. She would. Yeah. It's kind of, that's why I was like, I didn't want to say yes and I didn't want to say no, but I've asked it several times and I feel like that she is, but I think it's just in and out. Right. That's right. We do. We do hope they return soon. Did they say if she was shot or do they know yet? I don't know. Have they said? if she had any injuries other than just the blood splatter that they found. That they, well, I guess they wouldn't know, would they? Okay. I mean, how many bridges are in Arizona? Does Arizona have bridges? I wouldn't. They don't have a lot of bridges, do they? Hold on. I must have missed something. Let's see. The son in law has cut his beard and he is not with the family. I knew he was not with the family. I didn't know he went through all that. Wow. Okay. Right. Me too. Right. They will, especially if it's a head wound or, um, or on her face area, that will bleed a lot. If she bit her tongue, that will bleed a lot. Could have been that too, yeah. Do they know for sure if it was her blood and not say belonging to the person who removed the ring camera? I think they said it was hers. I think they said it was hers. If I'm correct me if I'm wrong in chat. They are all in a safe house together, but he wanted to be alone. Uh huh. Okay. Yes, they tested the blood and then came back to Nancy. Okay. They definitely have bridges. Okay. Well, I think they took her across a bridge. Um, um, so that I feel pretty confident about. Um, what did you say? Lots of desert gullies and tunnels has been talked about too. Okay. I do not know. Ladies, me in chat know what Annie does for a living. Okay. So I think they did take her. I don't know if there's a bridge near them, but I think they did take her a little ways away. Um, Maybe next county over. Um, in my opinion, definitely. Across water, or I don't know how much water's in Arizona, but across water or a bridge, not necessarily have to have water under it. But normally, when you get the chariot, that is across a bridge or a body of water. That is movement, changing locations. Um, has the oldest sister been with them the whole time? Oh, okay. That's a lot of bridges. She writes books for Wicca. Okay. Okay. Teacher. They're both teachers. Okay. Right then. Yeah. Okay. Um, Annie has been with them the whole time. So yeah, I kind of feel like they took her over wherever they took her. They crossed a bridge or a body of water. It doesn't have to be a big body of water. Um, they did it at night, so it was at night that they moved her. Also, and I think they did it before midnight. And I do think that two of the okay, so there is a connection with her and the people that have her, or the people that know who the people are that have her. So there is a familiar connection. There is a because when you get cups, that's family. When you get pinnacles, like nine of pentacles, 10 of pentacles, that normally means family. That can also mean money. Um, so yeah, I feel like there's a family connection. I'll put it like that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's I mean, from what I'm getting, if she doesn't okay, I gotta really be careful. So, if she didn't have anything to do with it, she knows. And I feel like there's a little rift right there. There's something that is separating the two. Um, that's separating the couple that's involved in this. So there's something separating them like water or a bridge, but there's also something separating them like verbally separating them. So with that being said, I'll kind of leave it there for Pat Tillman, Mike O'Connor Bridge. There's water near underneath, but this is not the one they use. They that have taken. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know that it necessarily has water under it, but it's. I feel like it's. This is movement across a bridge or um, a body of water, but it's a little bit of a distance. It's not just like a couple of miles. Not with the chariot. She gave them permission to search her house, right? Yeah. I feel like there's something there that she knows. It does say a lot. Yeah, it does. And if you've been planning, you know, I don't know. Did they search vehicles too? I can't say that name. Navajo Bridge, Glen Canyon Dam Bridge, and the relocated London Bridge that was bought and shipped to Arizona and set up there. It's very haunted. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yes, search cars. Okay. Have they not asked for proof of life? No. Okay. And you could be looking at friends of the son-in-law, you know. You could be looking at that kind of a connection like they know who his mother-in-law is and they know who his sister-in-law is, so they think they can make money that way. There could be a type of connection like that too, you know what I mean? They have asked but not provided. Okay. Hmm. Well, I know they're searching for answers. I can tell that by the cards that I'm getting. I know they're actually digging and looking. I mean, I know they're quiet, but they're actually looking, digging. Ma'am. Thank you. Can you move, please? Can you please move? Can you please move? Thank you. You're on my cards. Okay. They're actually looking. I mean, they're not just doing nothing. They're actually, but they are looking at family. They are. I feel that. I feel like they've kind of looked down a bunch of different directions with the case. I feel like they've kind of went down a few, not lack of the word, rabbit holes um, that haven't taken them anywhere. They looked like really good leads, and then they weren't. They didn't turn out to be. Like somebody told them some good stuff, but it didn't pan out. Okay. Try that again. I kind of feel like they're just gonna like if they do get the money, they're just kind of leave her in a place and then tell them where to go. But it's kind of a weird thing because it's kind of back. I honestly feel like they're back and forth, like their minds are like everywhere. Like they just can't they just can't settle themselves. They're like sporadic. The son-in-law took her home in Annie's car. Only covered bridge is the Pennell Memorial Bridge. Okay, Pendale. The kidnappers did give a description of what Nancy was wearing and also named someone broke inside the house according to the most recent ransom note that TMZ read this afternoon. Hmm. Yes, she is like all in my face. Miss Kitty, man, please remember, right? And she is something else. She don't like to be, not Miss Tinsel. She does not like to be told what to do. Mm-mm. Yeah, I think they will. They will. I think they will. I think it's gonna be. I don't. I think it's gonna be a little bit though, a little while longer. Um, because I think they're kind of everywhere, right? Like they're like things aren't going how they plan, so it's making them a little crazy. You know what I mean? And so they're just kind of all over the place right now. That's what I'm kind of feeling. Is Savannah there? Are they all in Arizona? Like the kids, the family, are they there in Arizona? Mhm. Man, do y'all know? Gotcha. But Annie's not at her house. She's staying somewhere else, I'm guessing. Which I don't blame her if she was. Okay. Right. Savannah. Yep. Is she the youngest of them three? She looks younger than the other two. They really don't look alike to me. The kids really don't favor. Annie's not her house. According to the news, they're all staying in a secret location. Gotcha. I can see that. I wouldn't want to stay at my house either because you're probably media's probably camped out there. You know, YouTubers probably camped out there because you know they're going to find out where she lives and they're going to find out where the brother lives if he lives anywhere near, and probably even Savannah. I don't know. Savannah might live in a ritzy enough neighborhood that they camp out in front of her house. I don't know. Hmm. Yeah. Well, okay, everybody. I guess if that is all we're going to discuss, I will call it a night. Hopefully, hopefully, hopefully tomorrow I'm gonna go um live on Barnes and Noble. Hopefully, that's my plan. That is my plan. Yes, they're out in front of Annie. Yep, no doubt. I knew they were out in front of Nancy's for sure. So if they're out in front of Annie's home, is her husband staying there? Is her husband staying there? Like he's just going back and forth to work and they're camping out in his yard? Dang. Surely he's staying somewhere else too. No, he's another look. I was gonna say, surely. Yeah. Yeah. Well, all right, everyone. Thank y'all for coming in. I appreciate y'all's support. Y'all support if you can. Join me on Barnes and Noble. We're gonna talk a little bit before we um go back to Watts Island. Both homes are empty. Yeah, I don't blame them. Before we go back to Watts Island, and tomorrow I will have a card of the day up. I don't think I'm going to do one tonight, but I'll have one uh, for tomorrow. Since I went live today, um, I didn't have time to fix one for a card of the day, but I'll do it tomorrow. Be up in the morning sometime. Um, and then I have some missing videos that's going to be coming out pretty soon. I'm going to do a reading on Gary Coleman. I know he fell down the steps, but I'd really kind of dig into it a little bit. Um, and then I have a couple of others that I've been wanting to do. So if there's one you want me to do, let me know. Send me a message or drop it into the comments, and I'll write it down. And me and Miss Smith will get to looking. She does all my research and thumbnails, so she will do the research part and send me just what I want to know, and then I'll do the reading on it. I I hope tomorrow. If I don't get to go tomorrow, then it won't be until Saturday. Because Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday night I have training, so I will not be able to do any lives because I have fire department training, and I won't be out until 9 or 10 o'clock. So, and I'll be tired. So, if I don't go live tomorrow for Barnes and Noble, then it will be Saturday. But I'm really pushing for tomorrow. But I will have a card of the day out tomorrow for sure. But we could do a card of the day live right now. We sure could. Let's see. Let me put these up. So there's little stray kitties that live out. Well, I guess they're not really strays. They're really barn cats. They were strays. Now they're barn cats. But they come to the window when I'm out here, and they sit at the window and look in and talk to Tinsel or fight with Tinsel. And They're there now. So she's pawing this side of the window and they're pawing the other side of the window. Making all kinds of noise. But I feed them because I'm not gonna not. But they live out in our barn. I have discovered that's where they go at night. After I leave out of here, they go to the barn. Nose itching off. Either somebody's talking about me or somebody's coming to see me. I'd rather them talk about me. I don't want to company this late at night for sure. Whoa. It may be cat hair. I get used to this thing. All right, everybody, you know how it goes. That's right. Okay, Miss Smith, perfect. Holding her own one room. She have a private. Okay, we can approach that. I didn't really look into that part of it. So like if they have her like in a separate like building or like I don't feel like it's like a big house like with 3 or 4 bedrooms and they're all 3. I think it's a shift thing. So I think she's in one room and they're in the other. Look up Roscoe the Rooster books. Oh. You're welcome. You're welcome. So you know how the card of the day goes. You know how it goes. It is a general reading. It is for the collective. So please take what resonates with you and leave the rest and let somebody else know about this reading. So maybe they will resonate with it. All right. Okay. What do we got for card of the day? Before we do card of the day, we're going to release any energies that may have been in here. Let's do that first. Let's release any energies that have been in here so we have a clear space for card of the day. So let's just release any energy that's in here. Because we like to have a clear reading. There you go. So let's just clear this out. Any energy that was in here. Let's clear it out. So if Miss Nancy's energy was in here, it can go back. And thank you for coming in and talking with us with your energy. So now that we have clear energy for the card of the day. So now let's see what we have. Okay. Oh, here we go. 4 Pentacles. So if you're Four of the Pentacles, if you are a 4 of Pentacles, then you could be holding on to something for too long, whether it be memories or just things that are bothering you. It's saying that you're hoarding that and you need to let that go because it's not serving you. And it could be an item, it could be just things that you don't need, from material things to feelings to the past. So it's telling you that you're holding on to something that you don't need, and it is taking the place of something good that wants to come in. So you need to release what's not serving you so you can bring something in that is going to serve you, because he's standing on 2 and he's holding on 1 and he's got the other one. Well, he can't possibly balance all of that. So he needs to let something go so he's not struggling. Let's clarify that. So don't hoard feelings. Don't hoard the past. You got to let that go. If it's time to spring clean, do that too. But let go of what's not serving you, what you're not using, what's not benefiting you. 10 of Pentacles, because that's the 10 of Pentacles is family, joy, accomplishments, achievements, happiness, and it is material because it's Pentacles. So this could mean, you know, with the 4 Pentacles being here, it's like maybe you're holding on to things that's preventing you from making it to the 10 of Pentacles, to the joy, the abundance, the happiness that awaits you, and the fulfillment, you know, the material, having the material things you need. Because with the 4 Pentacles, you obviously have what you need, but you're holding on also to what you don't need. So don't hold 4 toasters in the pantry because you're afraid one's going to go out. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do feel like a lot of this is also, okay, so I'm also hearing don't hold too tight to your money. Like if you have enough money and there's something that you want, it for here it's saying you're hoarding it. You're like saving it for a rainy day. But don't do that and miss out on something because you're like, well, I really want this, but I'm saving. I just need to keep saving my money. Well, you may keep doing that and then you never get what you want. So that's why the 10 of Pentacles is here. It's like you've got the 4 Pentacles, but you got to, in order to get there, you have to let something go. And this could be family too, with the 10 of Pentacles and the 4 Pentacles. This could be family. This could be material things. You could be holding on to something that was from your family that's, you know, needs to be let go of because it's not serving you anymore, but you're holding on to it because it was grandma's or great grandma's. You know what I mean? A family heirloom. Let's get one more. Because it's really the memories that are keeping you, not the item. Temperance, yep. It's just a balance thing. That's what temperance is. It's balance. It's looking, you see the little triangle, upside down triangle with the box around it. That is like your intuition. So that's like saying, look within yourself and find that balance of what you need to let go of and what you need to keep and what doesn't serve you, so that what serves you can come in and continue to serve you. And it makes room for better things when you let go of other things. You're not crowding yourself and you're not denying yourself of the things you need. And it is about balance and listening to your intuition. healer. You have powerful healing gifts. Have faith in your abilities. Stay true to your path as a healer. And you may be that spiritual person that talks to people, that is good at helping people, that is good at, just sometimes just being with somebody and talking to them and listening to them is healing them. It's like being a good listener or something. But there's just some people that are just like that. People are just there and people go to them and just talk to them. They don't know them really well, but when they see them, they're like, they just want to tell them their problems and tell them their things. And it's like, you probably don't realize that you help people more than you know. And it's ironic because you're over here holding on to your own stuff because you're helping other people. You know what I mean? So stay the path that you're going, but remember, take care of yourself along the way and let things go. Let's get you one of these. These cards are so big. There we go. The Peacock, vibrancy. You were born to shine and inspire. Practice humility to avoid jealousy. Be grateful for life, and more good things will come. Be true to yourself and recognize your brilliance. That's a pretty card. Okay, can y'all see it? There we go. That's so pretty. She talking about me. Start cleaning things out. Hey, whether it's spring cleaning or other kind of cleaning, it really does benefit you to let go of what doesn't serve you, no matter what it is, even if it's stuff or feelings or, people are saying, well, you can't keep holding on to something that happened in the past, because it does drag you down. But the Four of Pentacles is a form of hoarding things that don't serve you anymore. Yep. I started spring cleaning, sending all my kids' stuff out to the kids since it's just, yep, letting them have their stuff. Yep. See? Yep. That is the Four of Pentacles. It is about releasing things that don't serve you. And, like you have it sitting in a box and you're like, it's been there for like 3 years. And you're like, I forgot what was in this box. Well, if you forgot what's in the box, then you probably didn't need what was in the box. That's what I try to tell myself a lot of times. But sometimes I'm like, yeah, but this was this, and this. Because I have a sentimental thing that I hold, problem that I hold on to with some of my mom's stuff. And I need to listen to that too. I need to let go of some of that stuff that's just not serving me. It's just in the closet because it was my mom's. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is a very pretty card. Peacocks are so pretty. Oh, you did? Yay. Nice. I got a herb garden too. Mine, it started out with a couple of different herbs in it, but mint took over. So now it's just my mint garden, but I got rosemary and lemon balm out here, but I got to start mine too. Yep. Got to start mine too. Yep. So that is our card of the day. And we will have one tomorrow. I will definitely put a card of the day out. And thank the spirits and the spirit guides and the ancestors for giving us a reading today and helping us with Miss Nancy. Praying that Miss Nancy will be found and she will be safe. And bless her because she's going to have an ordeal afterwards. From what she went through. But I hope they can definitely find her in time. Because I feel like she is still alive. I just feel like she's just really in and out of it. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's probably one of the reasons they can't give proof of life, because they can't get her awake or get her stable enough to sit up to prove it. You know what I mean? So she would look, if she's laying down, that's not proof enough that she's alive. That's just showing them that she's laying on the bed. That makes sense. Cooking for 11? Oh my goodness. That is a lot of people to cook for. Wow. Now you're just cooking for two, huh? You're welcome. Thank y'all for asking for one. I didn't even think about doing that. I'm glad Witchy Mama said something. She's like, well, you can do it now. Well, you're right. I could. Duh. I just wasn't even thinking. Was not even, I guess I was thinking recording it and putting it out. You know what I mean? But like, if you watch my live, then you'll get to see it at the end, right? Mm-hmm. 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 All right, everybody. Well, thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate you. All of you, you're always very supportive and in here and hang out with me and chat. And so I appreciate you. Thank you very much. And hopefully tomorrow we can do the